Hey everybody, welcome back to Home Defense Shakedown, and I have a doozy for you. The floor plan that I'm going to be discussing during this video is about as challenging as it gets. It's a single story, single floor, and it is, only way I can describe it is as a challenge. So let's get right into it. So I think the best way for me to start here is to point out the bedrooms and some of the key features that I look for when I go into a client's house. So let me go ahead and start there. The bedroom, the master bedroom is here. So kind of in the back corner of the house. There's also a bedroom here. I think it's more of an in-law suite. That's how they had it set up. And then the main living area bedrooms are in the front. So we have one bedroom here, here, and here. And then they call it on the floor plan a flex room. I'm guessing they had it set up like a den, which I would probably do myself, but that's here. But you could set it up as a bedroom. So you can see there's potential for 5 different bedrooms. Now, if you can't read it, I'm going to kind of tell you what this is. They call this the game room, but it's kind of like a separate room for the kids to kind of hang out. They call it like a gaming room, but I imagine you could put a TV set in there. Anyway, it's a living space. Then you have your main living space here. You have a kind of a dining space here. You have a dining space here. So you can see there's just a lot going on in this floor plan. This is the master bedroom or bathroom here. And then most importantly, you have the entry, which is here. So the bad guys are going to come in this direction if they're coming in through the front. And then back in the back here, there's a covered patio, and you could conceivably break the glass and come in this way. There was a door leading into the master here, so they could come in the master if they wanted to come in that way. However, you could easily fortify that, so it really wasn't an option. And if they did come into the master, hopefully, we'll discuss this with you when we come out, but hopefully you'll have something bedside to deal with that. So I know there's a lot of red marks on this particular floor plan, but you kind of get the idea. There's a lot going on. So let me go ahead and clear this out. So how would you set yourself up? You're in the middle of the night. Let's say you have, let me go ahead and switch the colors here. Whoops. So you're in bed. Let's say this is your bedroom. They had their bed kind of set up in this direction. So you're here. Where are you going to set up in this floor plan? And like I said, I'm going to be going through and be bringing in some new stuff for this particular video. So hang on for that. There's this particular builder offers virtual tours, which I thought is pretty cool. So it kind of gives you, or give us later in the video, some perspective on this. But where would you set up? And we go ahead and flip colors back here. Where would you set up? Knowing that your kids' rooms are over here in this part of the house. Where would you go? Now, I know that there's a bedroom here as well. If there isn't anybody in that room, then obviously it's not an issue. So and this is another thing that's really gets kind of confusing, is how do you exit the master? You have to think about that. There's, in this particular floor plan, there's a door there. So you have, this would be the door that you would shut and then at night or leave open. And so you'd have to exit and come out this direction. Would you set up here? Would that make sense to set up there? Now remember, this is the front door. So the bad guys are going in this direction. If you set up here in the way, and again, it's kind of tough and you'll see better on the virtual tour, This area right here, you can kind of see my mouse moving around, it's all open. So if you did set up here, you would be able to see somebody coming in the front door. You would be able to give them commands. You would be able to maybe get them to turn around and go back out the same way they came in. You're going to fortify that front door, of course. So you're slowing them down and you're giving yourself an opportunity to get into position. But if you kind of decided to hold up in this corner, would you be able to take care of the problem? Now, I've mentioned this in other videos. One of the things you have to think about when you're thinking about your plan are where, if God forbid, you had to shoot inside your home, where are those rounds headed? If you can see, I have the arrow pointed here kind of intentionally at the bad guy, that let's say he's there. But if you continue this line, where do those rounds potentially go? Well, they go right into your kid's bedroom. And if you end up moving and firing, you could potentially really cause a problem by shooting into your kids' bedrooms. So with that being said, where do you think, again, you should set up? This is how I personally would do it. And again, it's kind of tough to see from this, from just looking at a floor plan. Again, I'll go into the virtual here in a second. Again, master's here. This is what I would suggest you do. And we would demo this. We would practice this. But you'd come out here. You're going to be walking with a purpose. You're going to round this corner. You're going to get through here. You're going to round this corner. And you're going to set up here. I know it seems like that's a lot of traveling through your home, but you honestly, in my opinion, you don't have a choice if you're looking to secure your children's bedrooms. Setting up here gives you the ability to confront someone if they come in this direction. It allows you to confront somebody if they come in this direction. If they want to rummage around over here, play around in your kitchen, or go into this unoccupied bedroom, who cares? If they want to rummage around in this space, who cares? All you're concerned is that they don't come into this space, your kids' bedrooms. That's your only concern. From this position, you also can engage if you needed to, without too much worry that you're going to put a family member in jeopardy. Now, if you do have a spouse, your spouse is going to have to set up in the master bedroom somewhere. And, there's really no definitive answer of where the best spot would be. Just based off of the field of fire here, if you engage somebody here, the rounds could continue in this direction. So if she's here, like in the bathroom somewhere, probably be the best position would be to sit on the toilet. I'm trying to see where the toilet, maybe not. Maybe just get into the bathtub. Something where if somebody was to come into the master and kind of come in this direction, they could take care of the problem, because you're not going to be able to. But I would say right in here, probably around the bathtub is where I would say, sit on the bathtub. Because if, you have to engage somebody in this direction or that direction, she's kind of or he is in a safe zone by being here. Does that make sense? So let me go ahead and get this out of here and flip to a new one. So with that being what it is, let me go ahead and highlight this again, kind of the hot spots of what you need to be concerned. This is going to be the bathroom where your spouse is going to hold up. This is going to be over here. Is going to be where your kids are. I'm going to flip colors again. So you're going to come out this hallway. You're going to come through here as fast as you can. Of course, you're going to be looking, the best you can to see what's there. You're going to come around and you're going to post up in this corner. Your field of fire, and the field, really the only way that anybody can approach these bedrooms, because the door is right there, is coming in this direction, so you could semi-safely, never ever 100% safe, but you have at least a clean funnel of fire right there. And then, of course, if they come in this direction, you can also engage them. And that's your only concern, in my opinion, is getting to this position. Get here and set up. Now, your wife will be, either in the, somewhere here. I mean, I guess you could even go into this like a closet. You could, maybe go into the closet, hang out in the closet, shut the door. I don't like really doing that. I'd like to kind of keep the spouse in a position where they can see the door. So if somebody was to come in this direction, your spouse can take care of the problem, because you're going to be over here securing this part of the house. And so they're going to be kind of on their own over there. If this bad guy was to come through the front door, miss you, you guys kind of pass each other in the dark, and they come around and try to get into the master bedroom, because master bedroom is kind of one of those places where bad guys are going to go. And especially if you're maybe a single female. I did a video on a lot of our clients are single female clients. So God forbid, if you're being targeted because of that, they may try to figure out where that master bedroom is and come in there. So you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up to repel that problem, to fix that problem. I'm going to switch here and see if I can get it to work. Here is the front door of that house. Pretty slick. There's a couple of things, and I can't really point out, but I can kind of use their highlighter here to kind of give you some suggestions here. If this being the front door, what part of this door is something you're going to want to address? Well, obviously, it's going to be the glass on either side here. The doorknob is probably somewhere right in here on the door. Obviously, it's open, so you can't see it. Bad guys, if this door is solid, is going to break this glass potentially, try to reach around and unlock the door. That's one of the bad things of having a glass window next to the door, is they can shatter this glass and just reach in and undo the same locks that you would to unlock the door, and then just walk right in. They don't have to kick it, create a bunch of noise or commotion by doing that. They can just bust this glass out and they're in. So you're going to want to reinforce this door, and you're going to want to put some type of a film, like a security film, on this glass, so that when they hit that, it doesn't just shatter into a billion pieces. It stays together, so they have to kind of hammer out a hole big enough to kind of reach in through. That takes time, it's all about time, and then open this door. So let me go in here. Let me see if I can get in here, and you can kind of see the way the layout is here. Over here is, and I'm going to kind of show you. I'm kind of walking through the house here, but still pretty cool. All right, so here's the master. You can see that here's, if you look in here, this is the master bathroom that we were looking at. Here's the bathtub that I said that you could climb into if you wanted to. This is the only avenue into this space. So if the bad guy was to come around and try to go into this space, this is where you would be engaging them. So they'd be coming around this way. This is the rear door that I was telling you about. It's glass in this particular model. So they could break this glass and just reach in and unlatch that as well. So you'd want to make sure that you, again, put security film on this door so that they have to kind of beat on it for a while. I would even back this up with the Doricade. I have another video on the Doricade, basically a bar that goes across here. Rarely we have a door leading from our bedroom outside. We rarely use it. Rarely. We usually go inside the house and go out the rear door. So putting a Doricade, a barrier, a physical barrier on this door along with some type of security film will really slow down the bad guy. So if they do try to come in and get right to you, you will have time to grab the weapon that you have staged over here somewhere, hopefully, leaning up against your nightstand and then take care of the problem. But that's not what we're talking about here. So let's go ahead. This is going to be your route. We're kind of doing exactly the route that I suggest you take. You can see how crazy this floor plan is. This is the door leading to the garage. And if you go down here, you can see that there is a laundry room, another bathroom right here. It can get confusing. So you can imagine if somebody was breaking into this house and wanting to find anything inside this house, they would really be challenging themselves. So here you are. So you're at the entrance leading in. Here's over here on the far wall is the kitchen. As we're looking at it, over here on the left would be that, in this case we talked about, a unoccupied in-law suite, whatever you want to call it, another bedroom. So this is my route. So you'd come straight across here. Now you'd be looking into this space to see if there's anybody there, obviously. Over here, and you can see it, hopefully. Over here is where the front door is, but we're not worried about that. Maybe as you're going, you glance to the right to see what's going on. Is the door open? Is it obviously been breached? Quick, it's going to be dark. You're going to keep going through. You're going to be glancing in here. Is there anybody in the kitchen? As you make this corner, you're making this corner. You're coming around. You're coming around. And now you're in this corner. Flip this thing around. So you're in this corner, and this is going to be your line of sight. This little passageway right here, we can go down there, is where the bedrooms are. So the only way that someone can get into those bedrooms is if they come around this corner, go down this small little hallway, and go in down this hallway here. From this position, if somebody comes around this corner, you can tell them you're there. Hey, leave my house immediately, that kind of thing. You can also see if somebody comes around this way to come into this space. Behind this big wall right here is roughly where your significant other is going to be in the master bedroom. So if you were to shoot someone in this zone right here, where this bookcase is, that has the potential of kind of sneaking its way, going through a few walls and making it into the master bath. We don't want that. So if you're going to engage somebody here, it's going to be here or it's going to be over here. But you have this passageway covered. We'll go up here and I'll show you kind of the way they would have to come in here. They would have to hang this corner. Then they would have to come down this hallway to get into the bedrooms. So here's all the bedrooms down here. So your main purpose, and another bedroom there, your main purpose is to set up in a position, and I go back over here to it, set up in a position where you're covering the main routes into those bedrooms. Your wife, of course, or your husband or your significant other is on the phone immediately with the police, letting the police know where you're at, letting the police know that you're armed and you don't know what's going on if you're on the phone with your spouse, but you know that your husband is guarding the kids' rooms, he is armed. So let the police officers know he's in his underwear, which would be your description probably. Because you'd probably be in your underwear. It's going to be the guy in his underwear. But, you just want to put as much information as you can so when the police officers show up, they kind of know what to expect. I'm going to show you real quick what this other room is over here. They call it the flex room. Here's the front door. Here's the front door. Oh, and it's a solid door. So you can see it's actually the locks would be over here. So this is the door or the window that they would break to access the hardware to unlock the door. So it would be, unless you put some type of a security film on this glass, they're going to be able to reach in and get that in really a very short period of time. I hate those windows. But if you kind of beef them up with some type of armor, the security film, go thicker than thinner, then you can really make it difficult for them to get through that window. You can slow them down enough. But here's again and this is kind of how the client had it set up. They had this set up as like an office. So again, there wouldn't really be any concerns if somebody was in there. Who cares? You just want to get to your spot so that if the bad guy comes through your front door and hangs this right and comes into this space here, that you're covered. So you're over here in this far corner. Over here in this far corner. Waiting. You're not going out here to see if there's anybody in your house. You know, you're not out here doing some type of a security sweep or anything like that. You're just wanting to get to that space. And I love this virtual tour. It really kind of brings it all alive for the video here. If I could figure out how to move it around a little bit more efficiently. But there you go. I hope that helps out a little bit. You can kind of, if we go back to the floor plan, this will make a lot more sense. So again, as we're going through here, just to kind of rehash it, you're leaving here, you're going down that hallway that we just saw, you're swinging it, you're coming around here, you're going in here, and you're posting up here. Because the bad guy most likely is going to be coming through the front door here, and if he hangs this right, you want to be able to take care of it. If he's in here somewhere, and maybe he's following you, he sees you and he's following you, and he's coming in here to kind of see what's going on, you can engage him there. Your spouse is over here somewhere, covering that one point of entry, and she's on the phone or he's on the phone with the police, getting the police on the way. And you're all just holding up, waiting for the cavalry to arrive. And you can see this is the door that's down that hallway that led to the garage. Rarely do bad guys go through the garage to get into a house, but you know, it is possible. There's a door right here, so they could kick that door and go in there. That's why it's always a good idea to lock that door, and also beef up the door in your garage if you have a secondary access point like a door leading into the garage. They're gonna figure out the best way to get into your house. So you want to think like them and just secure what you can secure the best you can. Again, I would put a Doricade right here, because how often do you really use that door? And when you do, all you gotta do is just take the Doricade off while you're using it and then put it right back on. I love the Doricade. I have 2 of them for my house. All right, well, there you go. I hope you found this a little bit educational. If you would like us to come out and actually go through live scenarios to where you're having to deal with the situation, the actual situation in your home, give us a call. We'll arrange an appointment to come out, and we'll run through all of this right there live in your house, so that you are going to get some practical experience, not just hypothetical with some kooky guy on YouTube walking you through a bunch of scenarios and using, in this case, a virtual tour, but actually in your house with all the quirkiness of your floor plan. We can work through and come up with a really good game plan that gives you a high probability of keeping your house safe from bad guys if they come in. Give us a call. Until the next video, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. I do really appreciate it. Bye-bye.